Intro. Welcome to the Tricks of the Trade. This is not your ordinary book. You've been living, yet for most people, they have no idea of the power of the breath. We come into this world, we take our first breath, and presto, we are alive. We live our lives. In each and every moment, we are breathing. When we take our last breath, we die. It is as simple as that. Nobody gets a free ride. The mystics have said for thousands of years, the power behind your breath is the same power that is keeping the universe alive. Yet for most of us, we are oblivious of it. We live our lives searching for the truth, yet the truth has always been inside of you. Unfortunately, man is stubborn and hates to change. And most of what the wise men have said, most people just roll their eyes. They believe if it exists inside of me, why? We don't know about it. Well, your focus is on the external. You were never taught to look inside of you. It's only by your will and intent. Nobody can open the door for you. Take your time reading or listening to this book. Ponder over each chapter. I hope that you will discover the jewel within. You are a missing piece of the puzzle.
Recently, I read an incredible article which describes the nature of consciousness. It was talking about a term called Panasonicism. During the 1920s, Bertrand Russell came up with this term. It's kind of like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? What comes first, a human body or mind? Or is there awareness beyond that? Is the universe aware and consciousness? Is there a conscious quantum soup of consciousness? Does a rock or a flower aware? Does consciousness require a form? How big or how small can the form be to be aware? Is dark matter aware? Is the sun in the sky aware? What denotes awareness? Some people think, which I also do, that the foundation of the universe is consciousness. The entire universe is aware. Before the Big Bang, consciousness existed. This is not the first time a universe was created, nor will be the last time. Like the incoming of breath and the outflow of breath, the universe comes and goes. Granted, it takes billions of years, but still, that is a blink of an eye for eternity. In this article, it described that even particles are alive and aware. These are part of a cosmic soup where everything is tied together. The entire universe is comprised of this soup. Imagine making a homemade soup. You blend it all together and combine milk or cream. Your family loves it. Now you can't take out a single ingredient. You can't. In the same way, there's a universal soup of consciousness which we are part of. It is quantum. It is beyond time and space. We always think in linear fashion. In the quantum world, the past, present, and future are melded together. There is a whole set of chaotic laws that we can't even conceive. Man thinks that by using logic that they can understand the quantum soup, but it's beyond logic and rational thinking. Personally, I think the great mystics got a piece of the puzzle. Not the entire puzzle, but a piece of the puzzle contains the whole puzzle. It's like a hologram. A small piece contains the entire piece of the puzzle. What if a person who meditates can be in a place where they are receptive to the inner light inside? Imagine this light is the same light as the quantum universe. Everything is a part of this light. E equals mc squared. Everything is energy and light. Everything is alive and aware. Maybe, just maybe, a meditator can see and feel the quantumness of the universe. Maybe the laboratory of life exists inside of us. Maybe we are created to find and discover this inside of ourselves. Personally, I think we're in the beginning stages of development. While we still are babies in emotional development, we still fight and war with each other. We use our precious discoveries of the universe to make atomic bombs. We have a president who tweets, "My button is bigger than your button." A thin thread is holding a knife over our heads, and we are oblivious to it. I have great hope for the future. I feel that scientists in the world inside will lead the way for humanity. Just think, when a scientist truly begins to open the door inside, they will begin to operate at a deeper level. They can embark on the scientific discoveries of the inner and the outer. Both of them will lead to the same place. Life is a mystery. Both the scientists and the mystic are embarking on an incredible journey. The light particles that a mystic sees are the same light particles that a scientist uses in CERN, Switzerland. Both of them are in different laboratories. One is outer and the other is inner. Personally, I think the mystic has an advantage. The human body is wired for this experiment. The human body has 5 senses, which there are 5 internal senses within. The human being can learn how to become aware of the consciousness of the universe. A human being is hardwired for this experience. Yet most of the time, the car is sitting in the garage. The garage door needs to be opened, and you must back out the car and take it for a spin. Humanity is just beginning to understand to open up the garage door within. When they do, scientists will go in another completely different level. There, the universe can show humanity gifts we could never imagine. You see, without kindness, the universe will only show you so much. It'll be like handing a small child an atomic bomb. They wouldn't know the damage what it could do. We are in that state. Without humanity becoming a kind man, we will never progress to our true potential. You see, the universe is kind and aware. The universe is love and compassion. Become like the mystic and discover your true nature. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Last week, I heard on NPR radio this fascinating story. A group of scientists was studying animal behavior. They studied a group of chickens for 3 years. These scientists took the so-called brightest and smartest chickens and placed them into a group. The so-called normal chickens were placed into another group. After 3 years, they saw the results of the test. Out of 30 chickens, only 3 survived. They fought and killed one another. It was definitely the strongest survived. No sense of cooperation, no harmony whatsoever. These chickens were living in hell with no sense of purpose. War is what they knew how to do. Well, the normal chickens lived like what chickens do. They laid eggs and were content. No fighting occurred among them. They had nothing to prove. Everyone thrived in this environment. Well, this discussion changed course. Then they started to take a look at the top 10 Ivy League schools. They're super hard to get into. The average student would thrive at another college. Yet they found out it's creating conditions just like the chicken study. These students were placed in a situation where you always had to be the best. You learned to cheat, steal, and lie to the top. Mind you, I'm not saying all students are like that, but the intense pressure is there to perform. Knowing that these top colleges place students into the top Fortune 500 companies today, their psychology is embedded directly into the work environment. It's subtle, yet there. As a worker, you're only valued for your performance, period. This places a lot of stress on the worker. As a worker, you fight your way to the top. There are only so many promotions to go around. You live in fear of layoffs. Your CEO makes probably 1,000 times that you do. They then take a look at the present-day politics. Need I say more? Constant bickering and fighting, no cooperation. Name-calling is the name of the game. There is no sign of discrimination. We have a media that is either one side or the other. Both sides can hardly speak to one another. Our president has told so many lies that nobody knows what truth is. Just one of his major blunders would have brought a past president to resign. How many affairs has the president had? And the Christian majority still support him. Well, the rest of the chickens are living their lives. They're going to school, they have friends and family, they go to work, they go on vacations. They are good people. They love their fellow man. I'm not saying there are problems. There are tons of them. I remember people always talk about Darwin's theory, survival of the fittest. Did you know that Darwin considered this to be the lowest in his view of evolution? His view was cooperation. Nature cooperates with each other. The entire world of nature is in cooperation with each other. If nature did not cooperate, this planet would have been gone a long time ago. This is the main theme that the scientists discovered. Without cooperation, we are doomed. We must reclaim this. We are all Americans. We aren't just Republicans or Democrats. We are united. It's about time for us to wake up. I see a new wave of hope occurring in us today. People are starting to wake up and demand for change.
A man who knows his true nature has no enemies. Christ considered all the world as family. He had many enemies, yet in his eyes they were family. A man who knows his true home is never alone. He is the universe. He is totally free. He is patient. He is kind. He is full of compassion. He is full of love. He is beyond time and space. Mark my words, he has left negativity behind. He dropped his emotional baggage. Ponder this over. Are you missing something? You can solve this riddle. Are there new rules to discover God? You don't need a guru or a teacher. God lives in your heart. Rule number 1. With your intent, open up your door within. God has been waiting for you. His hands have always been stretched out to you. Rule number 2. Day by day, focus on your friend. God and your higher self is one and the same. You are never alone. You are not a sinner. You are the universe. The choice is up to you. You can take it or leave it. No judgment will be made. The Dalai Lama once said the following: "My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness." I fell in love with this statement. The universe is kind. We would have peace on earth if man would be kind with one another. Why does man have to be so macho? It's so easy to get angry. Kindness is a true power. It's very difficult to master kindness. I once heard the Dalai Lama says that at the end of the day, he looks at all the interactions he has. He tries to learn from any mistakes that have occurred. He has consciously weeded his garden. Maybe we should do the same. Pull the weeds of anger and toss them away. God won't pull them for you. On this journey of life, I recommend the following. Leave your baggage behind. Even if you don't believe in God, leave your baggage behind. Your anger is unnecessary baggage. It doesn't serve you in any way. Get rid of your pettiness. Your selfish nature does you harm. All of your negative emotions are a burden on your shoulders. Lighten up the load. This life is incredible. You will really enjoy it once you leave your baggage behind. We are all together on this journey. We are all the same. We think we are so different. Ultimately, we are one and the same. We see only the duality. That's why the planet is a mess. We can't see the unity of life. The world around us says we are right and you are wrong. My religion is better than yours. You are going to hell. The wise man says we are all together on this journey of life. Discover this truth within. Is there a game far grander than what we know? Imagine if God played such a game. He spent billions of years setting up the game. The goal was for man to discover the God within. He gives you free choice. You can discover the God within as a whole, or you can blow yourself up. This is the end of the game. Are we at a point in time humanity is waking up? We are fed up with war. We're striving for peace on earth. We want to discover the God within. We all see that mankind will realize this game of life. God has always been there coaching us. We are the ones who have to play the game. Peace will prevail. When I returned from India, I thought many of my friends would love to learn how to meditate. I was wrong. Most of my friends were not interested in the slightest. Some were, and still continue. I learned not to think what's good for me is good for you. We are all on this journey together. On this path, there's no conversion. There's no judgment. We just present the simple facts. We present what we have learned on this journey. We love our fellow man. We respect the journey that you are on. If this message responds with you, that's okay. If this message doesn't respond to you, that's okay. We are just speaking from our heart. Today, I would like to talk about meditation. For the majority on this planet, it's a strange thing. A person closes their eyes and goes within. I tried it once and I couldn't stop thinking. My mind was like a pesky mosquito. Who would ever like to meditate? I don't have time for it. I would get bored if I tried. I'm not religious. I'm not spiritual. I'm not a Buddhist. I'm a Christian. We don't meditate. We only pray. The list goes on and on. If the word meditation gives you a charge, change the word. Changing it to, I'm discovering my true home. That's how simple it is. The signs of God are everywhere. From the time you get up till the time you go to bed, the signs of God are everywhere. It's funny, we think we are alone. We say things to ourselves thinking no one is watching us, yet there is someone who is there 24 hours a day. God never judges. He is hidden within every person you talk to, every action you take. The signs of God are everywhere. From the birth of a child to the death of a loved one, the signs of God are everywhere. Know that life is precious. The signs of God are everywhere. Are there different shades of being honest? Someone bakes you a cake. It took a lot of time and effort. You don't like the cake. What do you say? If you say the cake was awful, you will hurt the person's feelings. yet you aren't truly honest. What is more important? I don't like the cake, or I love this person. They did their best. A lot of love went into this cake. Personally, I would go with this one. Maybe I'm not 100% honest, but I saved a friendship. When I worked for the observatory in Maui, we had to recalibrate many instruments in order for them to work properly. Does man get recalibrated and isn't aware of it? Is this a new recalibration of man? Is the entire universe watching in suspense? Will there be peace on earth? Is the earth recalibrating for man, discovering his true nature? The journey of life is going on. The rules have changed. The old energy of war is going away. People are fed up. Watch the recalibration of man. We will bring peace to this planet. Are we wired for God? I remember when I was young, I learned how to meditate. I learned that this body is wired to discover the heavens within. I learned so much about the hidden human body. Recently, I learned about human DNA. Scientists says 97% is junk. God does not create junk. We just don't know what this is. According to Cryon, this 97% is quantum DNA. God is hidden in your DNA. Does that make you excited? I am. This truly gives further evidence that we are wired for God. These are exciting times. We can discover the mysteries of the universe. We can discover the kingdom within. This is a precious puzzle. Can you experience God while you are alive? When I was young, I asked this question to my minister. He said, no, only when you die can you experience God. I didn't believe him. Somehow I knew the human body was built for this experience. It was hardwired. I knew that the light of God existed within. I read many of the world's greatest scriptures, and they all said, a great light exists within. If thy eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light. This is not a metaphor or a theory. This is truth spoken by all the great masters. Only you can open this door with your intent. You have free choice. You can solve this riddle. Your life won't be the same. I have studied meditation for fun for a very long time. I have learned the following. Just like we have 5 external senses to be in this world, we have 5 internal senses to be in God's world. The kingdom of heaven is within. We are born to be hardwired with God. There is so much of God just contained in our DNA. We were created to experience so much more than what we have.
Our car is just sitting in the garage. All the great masters have said, go within. Use your internal senses and experience God. There's a light to see. This light is pure love. Listen to the ringing in your ears. This will help start your journey. Be your breath. Feel the power of love. The universe is behind your breath. This is not just some theory. Millions of people are experiencing this in this moment. You can solve this puzzle. Open up your eyes. Theory versus practical. On this journey of life, you can have your theory done perfectly. You can memorize the great scriptures. You can quote them from heart. You know God's lies. Yet without practicing what you preach, you are like a parrot. Your words have no true meaning. The journey to find God is a practical path. It takes tremendous work. That's why they are called light workers. Each and every moment, you have to be aware. You must conquer your fears. You must drop your negative emotions. This is not easy. The rewards are great. Peace of mind. We are here to encourage you. Only you can solve this puzzle. The Buddhists have a book called Crystal Clear. This book is a sacred doctrine. They decided to release this book to the West. The story goes the techniques are so simple that no one will believe them. Isn't that amazing? It involves concentration on your breath. Each and every moment we breathe. Behind our breath is the power that keeps the universe alive. Yet, it's too simple. Many people just say, it can't be that way. Well, for them, it's true. If you say it's too simple, you will never look within. You can solve this puzzle. Concentrate upon your breath, moment by moment. The universe will become alive. I don't know why people pass this up. We are all searching for happiness externally. We get glimpses of happiness, yet it disappears like a thief in the night. There is no conversion or convincing. The facts are laid out. The kingdom of heaven is within. It doesn't matter if you follow religion or not. The facts are laid out. The kingdom of heaven lies within. It doesn't matter your background. Nobody cares about your race. We are one after all. All we are saying is your car is sitting in your garage getting dusty. You have the opportunity to take your car for a spin. Become the race car driver. Your car was meant to be driven. There are signposts of God everywhere. No matter where you go, God is there. He even knows what you are thinking. Oh, how can God know me? He has so many more important things to maintain. The power of love knows you more than you know yourself. It knows your true essence. At times when we're driving, put your cell phone down. Just enjoy the ride. Take time to relax on this journey. The more you pay attention inside, the more signposts of God will appear in your life. You will see the universe is alive. There are signposts of God everywhere. You can solve this puzzle. The breath is keeping us alive. How incredible that is. What is the power that's keeping you alive? Behind your breath lies the answer. We take it for granted. We breathe each and every moment. For thousands of years, the masters have taught, pay attention to your breath. The secret of the universe lies behind your breath. The entire universe is alive. It seems so simple. It is. Yet you are too complicated to understand. Slow down. Focus on your breath. Sit still and listen. You can solve this riddle.
Take care of your body. It's the only one you get. I've seen some of my friends die way before their time. The doctors won't heal you. They may hide your symptoms, but the disease is still there. The medicine they give you has many side effects. One of my wife's friends started with one medicine and ended up with around 20. One side effect needed another pill until she had 20. I'm not saying don't take medicine. I'm saying be 100% responsible for your health. You probably treat your car better. It has its tune-ups and oil change every year. Learn that food is medicine, a very powerful medicine. You are in charge of your health. You must take responsibility for it. No wonder our health care is in such a mess. We need to get educated.
For the majority of mankind, silence can be deafening. All they can hear is the chattering of the mind. Silence can make some people go crazy, yet silence is divine. How can it be so? For one person, it's medicine to the soul. To another, it drives them crazy. What is the difference? When a person begins to learn about silence, he is training himself. Maybe he has heard about signposts along the way. He sees the rambling of the mind and makes friends with it. Are you friends with your mind? That is highly recommended on this journey of life. Make friends with your mind. Be kind. There is a point where you will love silence. The entire universe is alive. How do I meditate? There are so many different versions out there. Which one do I choose? Will I pick up the right one? Let's start with the foundation. You are breathing, yes? What is the power behind your breath? I don't know. Focus on your breath in each and every moment. When you wander, bring your attention back to your breath. Do this for the rest of your life. This is one way to go inside. Remember, the kingdom of heaven lies within. This is the way to open the door inside of your heart. If I could recommend one thing, what would it be? Discover who you truly are. You are the universe and just don't know it. How about that? You have forgotten your true nature. What is keeping you alive? Before you were born, you were one with the universe. When you die, you will return to the universe. We have forgotten who we truly are. If I could recommend one thing, it would be this wish. Why weren't we taught where to look for God? Good question. Why were we taught that in order to see God, you must die? You can't see God while you are alive. Only the saints can communicate to God. Why were we taught that you need an intermediary between you and God? You aren't good enough. Only the priest can pass on the message. Why were we taught that we are all born sinners? If we come directly from God, how can we be born a sinner? Why were we taught there is a hell? The only hell exists in man's minds. Why were we taught that God judges us? God does not judge. We judge one another. All the great masters have said the same thing. The kingdom of heaven lies within. It seems like the same message has been changed along the way. A man may be in prison and yet be free. A man may be free, yet may live in the prison of his mind. What makes us truly be free? The masters have said, discover your true nature. The truth shall set you free. When I first learned how to meditate, it was difficult. I learned real quickly that I lived in a prison. I was confined. I didn't know how to control my mind. In order to go out of your prison, it takes effort. The hardest thing in the universe is to conquer the mind. Yes, the journey is hard, but the results are awesome. Ponder this riddle. Find out who you truly are. Many people think that reading these poems that I'm brainwashing them. Well, That is certainly the case. We are washing the mind. We are asking questions you have probably never asked yourself. The mind needs to be crystal clear. Our minds are muddy. When we were born, they were crystal clear. Over time, we forgot our true nature. Meditation and prayer is a means to clean the mind. It's like taking a shower every day. We get dirty, and a shower feels so good. The shower of love is medicine to the soul. This is why the great master said, discover your true nature. Ponder this over. You can solve this mystery. Here are some basic questions to ask yourself. Who am I? Where did I come from? Where will I go when I die? Is there a purpose to life? What is keeping me alive? Where is God? Ponder this for a while. The answers lie within. To ponder it over means to think it over. When I was young, I didn't truly understand the concept of ponder it over. I would say, let's get to the facts. We can brush it over. Yet pondering makes the mind go within. It helps connect us to our higher selves. It enables us to connect where we can be open. To ponder something over is to stir the pot. When the soup settles, the answer comes to the surface. Pondering is a way to connect to something far greater than yourself. Have we forgotten why we should ponder in our life? If so, why? Are we so distracted in our daily affairs? We miss out. We have forgotten our true nature. I like the wine that I have become. I started out as grapes a long time ago. I started looking inside many years ago. My ego was crushed time and time again. Life crushed the grapes. It was a great learning experience. I'm always learning. As we age, we can become like fine wine. We have weathered through many storms. Our skin may be weathered, yet our soul is still young. We are eternal. I'm at peace with myself. That is a great feeling. Does life throw you a curveball? We are all in the game of life. We are playing the game. We have a coach that is God. He is on the sidelines. He is rooting for us. Unfortunately, we don't know that he is there. Life throws us a curveball and we go into a tizzy. The great masters of the past taught how to hit a home run when a curveball is thrown. We must go within and find the inner coach. It's always been there. We have free choice to open the door or have the door remain shut. Ponder the meaning behind the words. Have you ever asked the question, who am I? Are you only this body? If you say yes, then what is keeping you alive? You say, my breath. Well, what is the power behind your breath? When you die, you stop breathing. What power left you? You are no longer alive. Your body is now a corpse. Did you know that your body is hardwired to solve this mystery? All the great masters have said, look within. You are the universe. You just don't know it. The mind is a mirror. Whatever you see in someone is a reflection from your mirror. Whatever faults you see in others are faults that you have. Whenever you point your fingers towards someone, you have three fingers pointing back towards you. The great masters have said, clean your mirror. It is dirty. You can't see clearly. Your mind is tricking you. You think if only that person would change, my problems would go away. You must change, then the problems will go away. We as a society must change ourselves. Our mirror needs to be clean. Ponder this message. Your understanding of life will change. You can't change anybody except for yourself.
Throw away the anger. Your anger is like throwing kerosene on a fire. Your anger is only hurting yourself. Facebook lately is full of anger. It's full of frustrations. How do we go beyond our anger and yet talk about the problems that face us in the world today? How do we talk like mature adults? How can we talk like when we're all united? Yes, we have different points of view. How can we talk without putting someone down? If all of us would stop being so angry, maybe we could calm down and see different solutions. Peaceful solutions. We can all do this. Anger is not the solution. What is the true nature of the mind? Before a person begins to meditate or contemplate, most likely the question is never asked. Most people would say, I never asked that question. Yet, that is probably one of the best questions you can ask yourself. What is the true nature of the mind? Have we discovered it? All the great masters have taught about it. Why do we have so many mental problems? Is there a correlation between the mind and body? Have we forgotten our true nature? I'm missing something inside. I don't know what it is. Why do I feel happy about obtaining something, and 6 months later I could care less about the object I attained? Why do I feel like there's a small mosquito is inside my mind? There's a small, constant irritation buzzing in my mind. Why do I act so irrational? Why do I fly off the handle so easily? Have I learned that getting angry at someone, that it only harms myself? These are practical questions to ask yourself. Only you can solve them.
You are a genie. Whatever you think, you become. If you get angry easy, you will be an angry person. If you gossip about people, they will gossip about you.
Whatever you think, the genie responds. The more you think and take actions, the genie responds in an instant. You can control the genie. You can control your mind. You can control your actions. Stop, look, and listen. Your genie can be your friend. It's your choice. Do you want to be a reactive being or one who is a co-creator of God? Ponder these words. The world will be in a better place.
Take care of your body. It's the only one you get. I've seen some of my friends die way before their time. The doctors won't heal you. They may hide your symptoms, but the disease is still there. The medicine they give you has many side effects. One of my wife's friends started with one medicine and ended up with around 20. One side effect needed another pill until she had 20. I'm not saying don't take medicine. I'm saying be 100% responsible for your health. You probably treat your car better. It has its tune-ups and an oil change every year. Learn that food is medicine, a very powerful medicine. You are in charge of your health. You must take responsibility for it. No wonder our health care is in such a mess. We need to get educated.
Many people think that this path is boring. Oh, I have to give up my lifestyle. No, you don't. In order to see God, you must be poor. Nope. Keep your money. I don't want to be celibate. You don't have to. I don't want to be a monk. You don't have to. Be yourself. Yet here's a few things to give up. Give up your anger. Give up your intolerance. Give up your lack of patience. Give up your evil ways. Give up all your negative emotions. Each one of you have things to give up. You and the world will be in a happier place when you do this.
Have you ever tried to meditate? Are you up for a challenge? Did you know that taming the mind is the most difficult thing to do? It takes determination, patience, and kindness. Just sit for one moment and concentrate on your breath. Focus on the incoming and outcoming of your breath. There's something that is keeping you alive. At first, the mind will be like a monkey. It will jump from branch to branch. It will jump from thought to thought. Over time, a stillness will enter you. Thoughts are all around, yet you are in the center of the hurricane. Chaos is around, yet you are still. Sit still and listen. Your journey has just begun.
Did you know you have been around for eons? You were never created and you will never die. You are the universe. You are the sun, moon, and stars. You are kind. You are compassion. You are patient. You are love. You are a creative force. You are on an incredible journey. You have an incredible mission to perform. You are never alone. You are family. You can solve this puzzle.
Closing. Well, I hope you gained some wisdom. There's a lot of tricks of the trade in this content. Mind you, this is book knowledge. You must take it to the next level. Pay attention to your breath in each and every moment. This is the secret of life. If you just take this simple tip, your life will change forever.